The on-green junket, the ownerless tomb, like a swallow, time shuttled so fast in spring. It was beyond the 60th day of the season. The young green grass spread out to the horizon. The pear trees were speckled with some white flowers. Now came bright day, a seasonal feast in March, a grave cleaning and on-grass walking party. All round people were eager to celebrate, and the sisters prepared to participate, a convergence of fine men and fair ladies, a squeezing jam of carriages and clothes. They were coming up on the burial knolls, strewing leaves of sham gold and paper money. Gradually the sun went down in the west sky. The sisters regrettably left and went home, leisurely pacing along a rivulet. They looked at the landscape rather delicate. Here curved an indolent current of water. There spanned a small bridge on the rivulet's brinks. By the alley appeared a flat mound of grave, where the grass was sadly half yellow, half green. Why is it that in the bright day festival, neither incense nor smoke at this burial? Asked by his sister, Bang Quan tried to explain. "'Tis the tomb of Tien, a former songstress, once renowned for her beauty and genius. Host of amorous men jostled at her door. But how fragile a beauty's fate always was! This heaven-scented flower broke while in bloom. There was then a customer lured by her fame. From a distant land for her delight he came. But when his love-boat arrived at the station, the brooch had been shattered and the vase broken. Her room was already cold and deserted. The carriage traces had been blurred by green moss. The unhappy lover moaned and cried his loss. How wretched and ill-fated two of us are, because we were not destined to meet this life. Here's my token of union in the next." He at once acquired a coffin and a hearse, and laid her to rest in this rose-covered grave. Henceforth, through countless moonsets and sunrises, no one come to visit this ownerless tomb. With a sensitive heart filled with compassion, Kiều burst out in profuse tears for the story. How sorrowful a woman's destiny is! A damned fate's always our final common lot. How cruel and pitiless Creator is, who shrivels our youth and withers our beauty. Alive, she played the wife of many a man. When dead, she remains a ghost without husband. Where are they now who once shared her sex pleasures? Where are they now who were her beauty cravers? Since no one cares to visit and think of her, I would on this instant light some incense sticks, as a proof of her meeting on my way home. Perchance down there in the yellow spring she know, mumbling incantations in tone high and low. She made some bows before the tomb, then got out. In the pale twilight loomed a field of dead weed, and a soft breeze stirred the tassel of the reeds. Kiều pulled down a brooch that was pinning her hair, and scratched on the tree skin a 4-verse poem. She then fell into a bewitched state of mind. She then stood immobile and dazed at her place. She then made grim and gloomy her flower face, immersing in broken grief and endless tears. Then said, "You are truly laughable and weird, having extra tears to weep, ancient people." Kiều answered, "Since era immemorial, cruel fate has never spared any woman. Just thinking this idea makes me sick at heart. I see her lie there, but what will be of me?" Quan interfered. "What you said's very funny. It's hard to hear your words of analogy. Here the atmosphere is morbid and gloomy. The sun's declining and the way home still long." Kiều replied, "For elites of gifted talent, their bodies perish, but essences persist. I'm rather lucky to meet my intimate. Let's wait and see. Soon her soul will show itself. Before could anyone answer to these words, that from nowhere a whirlwind started to blow. Violently it felled the buds and shook the trees, bringing with it more or less a vague perfume. Following the wind's path, they were stunned to see the print of each step clearly stamped in the moss. They were all terrified by what they'd just seen. Kiều said, "This isn't anything but true faith?" As heartfelt friends, we're due to meet each other. Without concern of life and death, we're sisters. In gratitude to Đạm Tien's apparition, Kiều added more words of appreciation, her heart overflowing with inspiration. She inscribed an old-style poem at the tree foot.